Well, hello, Homestead and Outlaws. We are out here doing some projects that we've been working on now for how long, honey?
Forever and a day. For about a year.
Yeah, we have time or money and time, and that's two things that we don't have a lot of some days, do we?
I don't think I have either. The problem is that they never coincide. Right now I'm working on these stairs. I had put these steps onto the cabin and I like them. All I had to work with at the time were 2x10s. They were not treated. For those inexperienced for laying out stringers, we laid out these stringers last week. They are made from 2x12. They're pressure treated, 2x12x8s, cut them to fit, put them onto a concrete pad that we poured. So normally you don't do this, but as you can tell, we poured a concrete pad and broomed finished it to make it so that it will have a little bit of some roughness to it so nobody slides whenever they step on the bottom of it. Did that and then bed our stringers.
That was a late night for me and you and Jonathan out here.
It was a very late night. We did it about a week ago now, and we had to get it done before the rain came because they were calling for rain the following day, and it did rain. So we got it done, and thankfully it had already set up and it started curing before it started raining, so we were good to go. And even though it poured, we were still in the clear.
And like I tell our fellow YouTubers, it's hard for us to record and do work too.
It is.
So we've been trying to do a little bit here and there.
And we have so many projects going on that it's like, you know, which ones are the most relevant. So anyways, I built the stairs, or the steps rather, and got everything put back together, put the steps on, and you started walking up and down them. I was walking up and down. I was okay with the 2x10s as far as for me going up and down, although they're a little small. I mean, I've got a, you know, decent sized shoe. So, you know, going up and down with the 2x10 felt a little bit weird, but not too bad. And I decided that it made more sense, since we were, you know, building these to last, to go ahead and put down some pressure treated 2x12s. So while we were in Fort Smith yesterday, we picked up some 2x12 by 8s, brought them back. These steps are 4 feet wide, so we're just cutting these, ripping these in half. And I am just flattening everything against the left side, because I'm going to come through and also put a railing down the, a handrail down the left side as you're going up, right side going down. We have this in place, but we're not putting one on this side yet. And the reason is that some of this work may end up having to be removed later on, because our long-term strategic vision for this is for there to be a balcony on here. And whenever we do that, I'm going to build kind of like a facade or a front wall assembly. And whenever we do that, this could potentially change. So I don't want to create a lot of excess waste work for me. So anyways, I am putting up some 2x4s just to basically, I guess you say, front dress the steps. It's mostly to create a kick plate, so whenever you're going up, you don't end up putting your foot all the way through and, you know, tripping. So it creates a little bit of a toe kick, so whenever you're going up, you're able to hit it. I may come back and put another one just to finish it up. It's not too big of a deal. It's more for safety purposes than anything. Just creates a little bit of a blockade so that you can't, you know, slide your foot all the way through when you're going up and potentially end up breaking an ankle or something. So that's the main reason for it. And it looks a little better too. It also makes it look a little better. So we're going to put those down. So what I'm doing, I've already ripped the 2x4s. I'm just putting some screws. I'm just putting one screw in place just to fasten it down. And I'm recessing it below the line. That way it's hidden. I have an impact screwdriver that I'm using. This is a little Porter cable we brought a while back. Of course, you can pre-drill these holes if you want to do so. I'm not doing that because, again, they're going to get hidden and they're not split. Now, I would advise, if you are putting these down, you may have an instance, you know, something like this too, where there's some cupping. And what I'm doing is, you can see how the grain is in this situation where it's curving this way. And what I'm doing, because there's a little bit of cupping, I'm going to, which is kind of like this concave shape here. What I'm doing is just putting this to where it's facing up. I also want to inspect what will be the front side, the face of my 2x12, just to make sure I don't have excessive knot holes. because you don't want to create something that could potentially allow water penetration, which could then in turn lead to premature rot decay. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to make sure, even though I ripped these relatively in half, there is a little bit of a variance on a couple of these.
But once you dress them out, they won't.
Oh yeah, once it's all done, it won't be noticeable.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to relatively get these things centered decent. So now with that, the whole thing should be, at least in theory, relatively flat. I am reusing my screws. Some people might say that's in bad form. I do. I'm not wasting them because they're still in good shape.
They're too expensive.
They're way too expensive. This deck has cost me more in screws than I thought I would pay for a deck, honestly. But it's worth it. I do use a combination of fasteners in these projects. I use nails, I use screws. I also use lag screws and lag bolts. A little bit of a difference between the two. So we're using a variety of fasteners in this project. Again, you can pre-drill these. These are not splitting the wood though, so. I like to, again, create that tight seam. I like to keep my fasteners, at least on these, relatively, I don't want them flush, I just want them, well, flush with the surface is correct. I don't want them recessed, is what I was trying to say. Around to here. And so I just make sure that I am pushed up tight against the 2x4 before I sink it in. And if you need to, you can angle. And that will also pull a little bit. And like I said, I don't want to recess these much. That's not my goal, because that creates a water penetration point. We will come back and stain these. Probably not right yet. I don't need a 2x12 at the very top. That one's fine. The only thing that would be good would be to put a pressure treated one up there. I only bought 3 of these boards, so that's enough to make 6 steps. You see this thing's pulling out, destroying that wood. We'll repurpose these 2x12s though. I'll use them for, or 2x10s. I'll use them for blocking in areas where I need blocking. So they won't get wasted. We don't waste any of our lumber. We'll clean it off if we need to, and like I said, put it to good use.
Or use it building any kind of animal shelters or something.
That's true too. So if I need to, I just turn it around.
Yeah.
And that also works. But you can see, even just in a relatively short period of time, the sun penetration, I guess you say, and damage to the surface of these non-pressure treated 2x10s.
But we needed something temporary.
We did, and it worked. So I need to go up and actually make a cut, because I got to cut this one in half, and I'll be back. Let's back the line up to about right here instead. That's about where I need that. That should pretty well get it about even. There you go, sir.
Measure twice. Cut once.
I just did. I do like this compound miter saw. It's technically what I'm using as a chop saw, but it doesn't work. What I gotta make sure of is that my board is true. Sometimes this thing will rotate a little bit. Looks like it may have just a hair. Fix that.
And that's how you do it.
That's the way one way at least.
And here's the deck.
Needs to be leaked and blown off a little bit.
Yeah, it needs to be blown off, but hey. It's a good sized deck. That's from that direction and from that direction. Pretty long too.
Now, let's cut our kickboard. And for that, we're just using 2x4s. On those, I would prefer pressure treated 2x4s, but I don't have them. I didn't see any whenever I was there yesterday. I'm sure they got them, but. Big fancy tape measure.
It's a good one.
I got a bunch of tape measures around here. They're just all kind of
Scattered.
strategically placed, which just means out of my reach. I'm not going to cut the line. Don't worry.
Okay.
Need to finish it up.
Is this your last step to put in?
Last two.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this one and one more. Be careful coming down if you do.
I'm going to video from up top. And of course, there's a wagon of rocks. Like I said, we grow rocks. Anybody want rocks?
Pine trees.
Yeah, anybody want rocks? We got plenty.
Rocks and pine trees.
We can sell them to you. Make some money to do some of these projects, right?
That's it. If I could sell rocks, I'd be a millionaire.
See, even the roosters agreed.
Like I said, we'll probably come back through here next year and stain this thing. See, I need to wait or give it time for all of the wood to dry out.
It's not stain, it's that other stuff. What is it called?
This is basically got deck finishes. I couldn't even tell you right now. It's kind of like a multiple coat product. So whenever you put down one layer of it, it's like 10 layers of stain, basically. So
It works really good. We used it before.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really need it. It's like a deck restore is what it's called. They make different versions of it. You don't need it on a new deck, but if you put it on a new deck, you'll probably never need it on a new deck. I mean, that's the thing. It's like once you put it down, it makes a super durable finish that is both disease decay resistant.
Which is what we want.
Yeah. Water resistant. I mean, it does it all.
You can do different colors.